Well, Bud, your team, you post notes, you tell the team, look, we got to get back to tradition, and man, oh man, your guys decided to get the swagger back against Miami. It came at a good time, didn't it?
Yes, it did. I tell you, we were really, we weren't tackling very sharp, and that happens a lot of times in college football just because you don't have the scrimmages and, or the spring games and preseason games and the preseason scrimmages, so to speak, with other teams to see exactly and tackling other people. But I tell you what, our kids really responded. I challenged them to, we hadn't played as far as our stats go, and ultimately for me, the ultimate stat is that one-loss column. But, in order to play good people and be successful, you've got to be consistently good on our side of the ball, and I didn't feel like we were playing up to that level and what our expectations were at the time, and really challenged our kids, and they came out and played a heck of a football game. But I tell you what, Mac, when it was all said and done, after looking at the film, as good as it was, we can still play a heck of a lot better, and that's very, very exciting.
Virginia Tech's Bud Foster, our guest on the Volvo of Charlottesville hotline. Bud, going back a month, and I know you hate to look back because you guys have been on a roll, but was the Alabama game really all that important? And I know because you're right back there at number 6 now, but was that Alabama game really all that important?
Oh, without a doubt. I think, a couple of things, Mac. When your first game, you open up your first game with a team like Alabama, or, as we did a couple of years ago against Southern Cal. I mean, it really gives you number one, a great off season to prepare for. You got a game that you're looking forward to. Your kids have got to prepare very, very well as far as their physical and mental capacities, and you got to work very hard towards that first ball game, and I really like those kind of games. Now, it also is a measuring stick of where you are maybe as a football program when you're talking about playing one of the premier programs and one of the top 5 programs in the country in Alabama, and really for about 58 minutes, about 55 minutes, we had a chance to win that football game. So, I think it gave us an indication that we've got a chance to really be a good football team. Now, there was some work that we needed to do, but it was a good starting point for our team and against a very, very quality program and a quality football team.
But now with your team on a bit of a roll, a lot of attention comes, especially after what happens against Miami. Your defense plays well. You make all the great adjustments in the world. And I know you like to shy away from that attention a little bit, don't you?
Yeah, because it's not about me. I tell you, it's about the kids. They're the ones that play, and obviously, we work very hard as a staff to put them in position to be playmakers. But, that's what it's all about. Those kids are the ones that go out there and lay it on the line each and every day. They go out there and lay it on the line each and every play. And then, and I've been there in their shoes. But at the same time, I know what it takes from a motivational standpoint and encouragement standpoint. And hopefully we've been in this defense long enough that you know how to make adjustments and how people are attacking us to motivate the kids and put them in the right position to play and get them in their right mindset to play at a high level. And that's, that's ultimately what I get paid to do. And, I'm very, very fortunate to be here at Virginia Tech, and we've had a great run. But the big part of our success has been we've had good quality players, and I'm surrounded by a great staff.
Well, yeah, and I think the September article in the Richmond Times-Dispatch, you had a friend that was and was quoted as saying, Bud Foster's dream job, despite all the attention, is Virginia Tech. And I know you think in the present, and right now your dream job is defensive coordinator at Virginia Tech.
Without a doubt. And that's all that's on my mind right now. And I'll say this about all that, Mac. Obviously everybody's goal would to be a head football coach, I think, and especially guys that are leaders and coordinators. I think, when you're kind of running your own group, so to speak, you feel like you're capable of running a football team. But, like I said, I enjoy coming to work every day. I've got a great job. I've got a great job here at Virginia Tech. I make more money than I ever thought I was going to make in my life coaching football. And I'm doing it at the highest stage. And that makes it, it's very exciting every day that I come to work. And I enjoy the guys I work with. I enjoy the league that we're playing in. I enjoy the competition, and that's really what motivates me and trying to perform at the highest level. And whether I'm an assistant coach or a head football coach, I think that will always drive me. But I've got a great job. I've been fortunate here that I've raised a family here. I've got a lot of good friends here. I mean, this is my 23rd season here, so I'm one of the few success stories that have been able to stay in one place for such a long period of time, and I'm very, very fortunate.
Bud Foster, Volvo of Charlottesville hotline, the defensive coordinator for Virginia Tech, and Duke coming up this weekend. But your team, is it a championship team? I mean, is this a team that could win it all and possibly get to number 2 and be in Pasadena?
I don't know about all that. We're going to take it one game at a time right now, Mac. I think obviously, we played really three outstanding football teams out of four, and Marshall's 3-1, I think, since we played them, and they had some talent. So I'm not going to rule out them, but that was our first home game, so there was a lot of excitement here. But three of our first four, have been against three of the premier programs in college football. Now you're going to Duke, and not to take that away from Duke, because David Cutcliffe's done a great job. My point is this: that now you're going to a stadium that's going to seat maybe 30,000 people. We had 45 at our spring game. The atmosphere is going to be different. Are the kids, are they going to look at Duke differently than they did against Miami or Alabama or University of Nebraska? And we can't do that. We've really challenged our kids that what we've got to do, and to reach the goals that you just mentioned about being an ACC champion or even a chance to play in a national championship, is we've got to play this game just like we did the Miami game. We've got to approach it the same way. This game counts just as much, if not more. We've already beat Miami. This is a division game. This is a conference champion or a conference game, and we're playing it we're approaching it as it's a conference championship game. And when you play the ACC each week, and to play for a conference championship, you've really got to approach each game that way, and get your kids in that mindset that and where I'm challenging our kids right now, anybody can do what we did the other day once, but we need to do it all the time. And so this is another opportunity for us to, against an ACC team, a quality opponent. And I think anytime you're playing a team that has an outstanding quarterback, which Duke does, and Thaddeus Lewis, you've got a team that has good skilled kids. You got a team that has the majority of their defense back. They can be a very, very scary opponent and a good quality opponent. And we're going to have to go play our best football. So to answer your question, we have a chance, but we've got to take it one game at a time.
Bud, with all the talk, though, and all the talk shows and the writers and the message boards now, are you shielded from that? I know it's 100 hours a week with football, but are you shielded from that? Do you hear all the talk? Do things cross your desk that say, oh, Bud's being mentioned for this now, he's being mentioned for this, his name's in the mix again? Do you hear any of that?
No, to be honest with you, I really try to stay away from the media as much as possible, other than what Dave Smith brings across my desk as much as anything, but, who's our longtime SID and does a great job here. But, I'm really, I'm trying to stay focused and intent on what our task is at hand. And, and those things will come. If they come, they come. If not, I'm not getting caught up in all the rumors, and I'm not one of those guys. My name doesn't need to be thrown in every hat. I'm not one of those guys, and so those things, I really don't pay attention to or even look at, and be surprised how little I look at a newspaper or read the internet or any of those type of things, to be honest with you, during the season, because I know everybody wants to take shots at us, whether we're good or bad. But that's the nature of the business. But when I was younger, I would look at those things. Now, maybe I'm more mature. I don't know. But those things, I really kind of look past those and really focus on our kids and our task at hand.
Coach Beamer's got to be a great guy to confide in, though, Bud, huh?
Well, I tell you what, I was just talking to a young man here earlier, and I'm very fortunate, Mac, to have a guy like Coach Beamer, who's number one been so much to me. He coached me. Several years ago, and then we've been together now. This is our 29th year in coaching together, and 31 altogether. And he's been a father figure to me. He's been a mentor to me. He's a confidant to me. He's a lot of things to me. And I would just say, people I don't know how much they realize, you're talking about one of the great all-time head coaches in college football, I think, in the history of the game, and what he's done for this program, and I'm just I hope, number one, that the fans really do understand and appreciate what he's all about and what he's meant to this university and the community, and I'm very fortunate to, and lucky to be associated with him when it's all said and done.
Bud, thanks for the time. Good luck against Duke. We'll catch up with you in a month or so, and I know your golf handicap probably improved a little bit this summer, didn't it?
Well, I tell you what, Matt, to be honest with you, not. I moved to Clater Lake full time, which is a little commute for me. But I tell you what, I've gotten into water sports, so my golf handicap, I'd hate it's probably through the roof. But I'll look for the opportunity you and I can play again together.
All right, Bud. Thank you much, and we'll talk soon.
Okay, thanks, Matt.